Good morning. My name is Mark. I'm with my partner Daniel, and today we'll be discussing career in law enforcement. Uh, Law enforcement is my dream career because I remember when I was younger, my father was a cop in the city of Markham, that's in the state of Illinois. And my first memory of him being a cop was he came to my house. I had to be like four. He came to the house in his black and white and allowed me to sit in his car and observe everything that was going on in his car. You know, he turned on the sirens, and he got on the radio, said a few things. You know, of course, at a young age, that's all I could really understand. So that's what piqued my interest. But as I got older, I started watching shows like Cops, and in the early '90s, there was a show called Emergency 911 that I remember watching, and it was pretty much about cops, and it showed me a little more in depth about what cops do, as far as how they help the community out, and that's what really intrigued me, and made me decide that being law enforcement wanted to be my dream career, because I really do enjoy helping people a lot. And being a law enforcement officer will allow me to do that. I won't have to just only, arrest people, or if need be, take somebody's life or have my life taken. Um, so that's the main reason why law enforcement is my dream career. My idea of a dream career, though, is it's pretty much a job that somebody acquires that they really, really enjoy. Like, we're going to spend a huge amount of our lives working. And a dream career is something that is going to make that time go by fast, and they're going to feel accomplished, or they're going to feel a sense of happiness in that career, as far as, every day is going to be like a new adventure to them. It's not going to be the same routine to them. Or even if it is the same, if they really enjoy it, it's going to make them happy. They're going to put a lot of effort into it. They're going to be really passionate about it. And that, to me, that's what a dream career is.
So I always wanted to be in law enforcement because growing up, there was a lot of domestic violence in my household, and it really had a big impact on me because I was able to understand, any type of other violence that people are going through. I never liked that sort of thing, seeing TV shows and whatnot, and ideas of heroes and whatnot. I always wanted to be able to help people and, get as much of that out of my community and my household as I could. It's really important to me to be able to help others. I've always been involved in community outreaches and volunteer projects, and I really think law enforcement's important to me because I'm going to be able to spend a huge part of my life going out into the community and helping others and letting people see an impact, and letting their lives change. My idea of the dream career is you got to define it as something that you think's perfect or ideal for you, at least, that you're going to spend a significant part of your life doing. You're not going to have much time to do other things and do hobbies and whatnot because you're going to be working so much, and especially in law enforcement, you spend 10 hours every day working out in the field, and it's really stressful, and you got to wake up early and go to bed early, so you don't get much time to yourself. And it's something for me that, knowing that when I go into the field, I'm going to be doing what I want to do. I'm going to be able to help people and let people see a difference in the community around them. Mark's going to go ahead and discuss some of the steps that we want to find to help ourselves find our dream career.
All right, so in order to obtain a dream career, or our dream career in law enforcement, there's a few steps you need to take. The very minimum, there's two minimal steps to get your foot in the door, at least, is you have to be 21, and you have to have at least a GED or a high school diploma. That's to get into the door. You get hired with that, but if you want to promote faster, it's best to educate yourself higher by receiving a bachelor's degree or master's degree or a PhD if you want. Any of those degrees will help you promote within a department a lot faster than if you were just with a GED. Second is you have to get in shape mentally and physically. Physically is important because in this career, in this field of work, you will be doing a lot of strenuous activities. Just in the hiring process alone, you have to do a lot of physical tests. Jumping over fences, running for miles, many foot pursuits. So you have to be able to you have to make sure your body's able to handle that, and you're not gonna drain yourself or anything while you're doing that. And of course, once you actually get hired and get into the academy, the training gets even more strenuous. And of course, once you pass the academy, once you get into the field, that's when everything gets real. So, God forbid you get in a foot pursuit and you end up having to fight for your life or somebody else's life. You want to make sure you're in shape to where you won't give up, your body won't fail you, and you end up losing your life or causing somebody else their life or your partner's life if you have a partner. The mental side of it is, you can prepare mentally by doing research on the career. Law enforcement, when you're out in the field, you will see things that I would say the average person doesn't really see too often, and can cause a lot of stress on you mentally. From, children being abused to murders and all kind of things that could break somebody down mentally, and you have to be able to withstand that. And not only that, when you go home, if you have a family, you don't want to bring that type of stress, that negativity into your household, because that could cause a lot of damage in your household. At least a divorce, it's been stated that cops sometimes, they have a high divorce rate because of that. They don't, the officers themselves don't know how to handle keeping work and their home life separate. So they tend to bring work home with them, and it causes stress, unnecessary stress in their house, and which leads to divorce ultimately, which I know a lot of people don't want to have happening.
So we also interviewed Officer Samuels with the Los Angeles Police Department, and he pointed out a lot of important things for us to be able to understand and comprehend. Most important thing is, like Mark was talking about, be able to check out mentally at the end of the day. He's been doing it for 15 years. You got to be able to come home and separate work. People want to talk about it. Sometimes you can talk about it, talk about how your day was, but all the stress that comes with that job is to be left at work, for the next day for you to come back and work with. The other thing is that he also pointed out it's a lot of paperwork, and that goes back to education. You got to be able to educate yourself and know how to take what you saw that entire day, and not only just be able to tell the story of what happened, but write it down on paper and be literate about it, because that's the difference between being able to get your case brought into the court, or be able to get the bad guys taken care of, or clean up the streets and be able to help your community out. And that's really important to just be able to write a good report and make it understandable. He also told us that it wasn't necessarily his perfect dream career, but he decided to take a leap of faith and apply, and he met all the requirements, and he found out that it was actually his dream career. And me and Mark know that this is what we want to do, and we were able to take his experiences and build ourselves a plan so that we're able to get into this dream career with the highest level possible. There's incentives with better education means more pay, and better education means you get a higher rank and you get to do what you want to do sooner. So Officer Samuel was really nice with us, and he helped us out a lot, helped us build a plan, and told us a lot of good stories about, his time helping out the community, and brought to reality how often he gets to actually go out and help others. It's really inspiring to be able to know that, with all the hard work that I'm going through and getting my education, I'm going to be able to follow my dream, which is being able to reach out to my community and make a difference. And we take a lot of what we see on social media with videos and whatnot, and people making a bad name for police officers. And I want the next generation to be able to know that you can depend on law enforcement to be able to help you and not, hurt you. A lot of people fear law enforcement now, and it's because of all these videos. You don't get both sides of it, whether the officer was in the wrong or the right. A lot of times they don't show the whole video, and so it's important that we're able to make a difference for our community. So thank you guys for listening to our podcast. Please keep in mind, there's a lot of important things you got to take with you to your career, whether it's law enforcement or not. We're in college right now. all the decisions you're making now are going to affect what your career is in the future and where you end up in your life. So thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed.